These 10 openly gay male stars aren't just famous, they're powerful voices for love, acceptance, and equality. From music and TV to sports, they use their platforms to inspire and break barriers for the LGBT community. Let's meet the trailblazers leading the way. Jonathan Van Ness is a breath of fresh air. Known for their infectious positivity on Queer Eye, Jonathan brings laughter and light to millions. But behind the jokes and fabulous hair tutorials is a powerful advocate who speaks truthfully about living with HIV, mental health, and identity. In 2025, Jonathan is continuing to make space for deeper conversations and for healing. Their message: everyone deserves to feel beautiful and worthy, exactly as they are. Whether it's through podcasts, books, or grassroots efforts, Jonathan is changing hearts with kindness and courage. Zachary Quinto is not just Spock from Star Trek. He's a thoughtful, determined voice for LGBT visibility in Hollywood. Since coming out in 2011, Zachary has used his platform to advocate for equality, especially for young queer people struggling with acceptance. He works closely with nonprofit organizations, speaks at events, and continually pushes for representation in the film industry. In 2025, his activism remains steady and impactful. With grace and intellect, Zachary shows us that quiet strength can create lasting waves of change. Frank Ocean changed music forever. When he released a deeply emotional letter in 2012 about his first love being a man, it sent shockwaves through the world of hip-hop and R&B and opened the door for countless artists after him. Frank's vulnerability became his superpower. Today, in 2025, he remains an enigmatic but deeply influential figure. Though he keeps a low profile, Frank's lyrics continue to resonate with anyone who's ever felt different, unseen, or in love. His legacy isn't just in music, it's in the quiet courage to tell the truth. Sam Smith's voice can bring anyone to tears, but it's their journey that inspires even more. Since coming out as gay and later sharing their gender-fluid identity, Sam has become a global advocate for self-expression and mental health. In 2025, Sam uses their platform to speak up for those still finding their voice. They work with mental health organizations, support LGBT youth, and continue making music that speaks to the soul. Through raw honesty and unwavering vulnerability, Sam Smith reminds us that there is beauty in every shade of identity. Ricky Martin's coming out in 2010 wasn't just personal, it was revolutionary, especially for the Latin American community. As a global superstar, his decision to live openly helped break cultural taboos and sparked conversations that many had long avoided. In 2025, Ricky is still a powerful advocate for equality, and his message of self-love echoes through every concert and interview. Beyond the stage, Ricky champions education, anti-discrimination efforts, and child welfare through his foundation. His activism is rooted in compassion and a deep belief that everyone deserves dignity and respect. Whether he's performing on stage or speaking at the United Nations, Ricky Martin is the definition of a world-changing artist. Olympic gold medalist Tom Daley is a symbol of strength in every sense of the word. Since coming out in 2013, Tom has become a leader in the movement for inclusivity in sports, a field where LGBT voices are still fighting to be heard. He's not just diving from platforms, but rising as a role model for young athletes who fear rejection for being different. In 2025, Tom is still pushing boundaries. Along with his husband, Oscar-winning screenwriter Dustin Lance Black, Tom promotes equality in sports and beyond, leading campaigns on mental health, anti-bullying, and visibility. His charm, sincerity, and advocacy prove that you don't have to choose between excellence and authenticity. You can have both. Billy Porter doesn't just walk into a room, he owns it. Whether on Broadway, the red carpet, or the political stage, Billy brings unapologetic energy and brilliance to everything he touches. His fashion statements are legendary, but it's his words and actions that truly shake the world. As a gay black man living with HIV, Billy has faced adversity with power and grace. In 2025, he continues to challenge the status quo, calling out injustice and uplifting marginalized voices. Through activism, art, and raw honesty, Billy Porter is a force for transformation, not just in the entertainment industry, but in society at large. Sir Elton John is an absolute legend, not just for his musical genius, but for his relentless advocacy for LGBT rights. Coming out publicly in the late 1980s when it was still risky for public figures to reveal their sexuality, Elton became a beacon of hope for many. His openness challenged stigma and brought LGBT issues into mainstream conversation at a critical time. Beyond his iconic hits like Rocket Man and Tiny Dancer, Elton's impact extends deeply into philanthropy. In 1992, he founded the Elton John AIDS Foundation, which has since raised hundreds of millions of dollars globally to support HIV/AIDS prevention, treatment, and education. Elton John's life and career are a testament to how fame can be leveraged to create profound social good and pave the way for greater acceptance. Neil Patrick Harris is more than a beloved actor. He's a symbol of how far we've come and how far we still have to go. Known for his iconic role as Barney Stinson in How I Met Your Mother, Neil shattered stereotypes by living his truth openly while thriving in mainstream Hollywood. Since coming out in 2006, he's become a beacon of hope and joy, especially for young people who grew up watching him with admiration. In 2025, Neil continues to show what a healthy, loving gay family looks like. He and his husband, David Burtka, are raising their twins with grace and humor, often sharing their parenting journey to normalize same-sex families. Neil doesn't just show up on screen, he shows up at Pride events, speaks out against bigotry, and supports organizations that uplift LGBT youth. With warmth, humor, and courage, Neil Patrick Harris reminds us that being yourself is the most powerful role anyone can play. Few voices in journalism carry as much integrity as Anderson Cooper's. When he came out publicly in 2012, he brought honesty and humanity into a field often marked by formality and restraint. As CNN's seasoned anchor, Anderson continues, in 2025, to report on global events with empathy and clarity, all while proudly living as a gay man. But Anderson's influence doesn't stop at the news desk. He's been instrumental in shedding light on LGBT issues across the globe, from anti-LGBT legislation to youth homelessness. With his calm demeanor and unwavering principles, Anderson proves that authenticity isn't a liability, it's a strength. His story reminds us that visibility in every industry matters, especially where truth and justice intersect.